and perhaps enrich one's own strategies and techniques. Because
Hi everyone.
here,
So,
teachers or other
nandito pa tayo ngayon sa
professionals
Bukid and
design
I'm
and carry out their
attending
own
my
action
online
research,
class.
so they
No,
can be
so
able to develop
hindi hadlang na
effective
kahit
ways
nasa Bukid
to
ka,
practice
maghanap pa lang ng internet
their
connection.
craft. So
And
they can
then,
be able to
so
have
nasa
their own
labas ako
techniques,
kasi
own
internet
strategies on
connection
how
namin
to
is wala. Pag nasa loob ka, wala internet connection. So dito lang sa loob ng
to
bahay.
meet the goal of that study. Okay, the fourth one. Kindly read, Ma'am Geraldine.
Geraldine. Geraldine.
Yes, ma'am. It can help teachers identify problems and issues systematically. Learning how to do action research requires that individuals define a problem precisely, identify and try out alternative ways to deal with the problem. Evaluate these ways and then share what they have learned with their peers.
Okay, thank you, Mom. So, it can help teachers identify problems and issues systematically. So, when we say systematically, it is done according to a fixed plan or system through methods that they're going to use. So, here comes that medallion, knowledge. So, in effect, action research shows practitioners that it is possible to break out of the rut of institutionalized, taken for granted routines and to develop hope that seemingly intractable problems in the workplace can be solved. So they're going to help one another. Then the last one, advantage. Kindly read, Ma'am Ruby Jean.
Sansawi.
Yes, ma'am. It can build up a small community of research-oriented individuals within the school itself. Action research, when systematically undertaken, can involve several individuals working together to solve a problem or issue of mutual concern.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. So, as a result, the teachers or the researchers are going to work hand in hand, working together to solve a certain problem, and as a result, it can develop or build up a small community of research-oriented individuals. So this can help them reduce the feeling of isolation. So belonging sila, makafeel sila belongings that many teachers, counselors, and administrators experience as they go about their daily tasks within the school.
Okay. So,
hope you all understand. Thank you and God bless. So that's all, Mom.
Okay. Let's give a hand to Michelle. Okay, that was clear, very direct, and the PowerPoint presentation is also good. No? So, congratulations. Now, let's listen to the last one. Kay ang katungkang Feli Mayes, nakuha naman to ni Grishel, no? Grishel?
Yes, Doc.
Okay, so maminaw ta karon ni Suan Jamaica. Jamaica, I hope you are to be better this time, no? Compared to the first time that you reported. Okay, it's your turn. Go ahead.
Okay, Doc. Okay, Doc. Okay, good morning everyone. I am Jamaica Swan from the group. Now, my report is about some hypothetical examples of practical action research.
Yeah, you're going to give us examples of those, no? Sige, okay?
Yes, Doc. Almost all of the methodologies described in the other chapters in this book can be adapted in a less formal or sophisticated form by teachers and the other education professionals in the schools to investigate problems and questions of interest. Although we use school-based settings for the examples that follows, it takes only a little imagination to conceptualize how action research can be used elsewhere. I am now presenting some examples of practical action research. First, investigating the teaching of science concepts by means a comparison group experiment.
By means of
Okay. Can I call Mom Grisel to read?
Miss Gonzalez, a fifth grade teacher, is interested in the following question.
Following questions.
Questions rather. Ay, wala.
Wala yes niya gibutangan. Okay.
Continue.
Thus, using the drama improve fifth graders' understanding of basic science concepts. How might Miss Gonzalez proceed?
Okay. Although it could be investigated in a number of ways, this question lends itself particularly well to a comparison group experiment in chapter 13. Ms. Gonzalez could randomly assign students to classes in which some teachers use dramatic and some teachers do not. So that's the example of comparison group experiment. She could compare the effects of these contrasting methods by testing the students in these classes at a specified interval with an instrument designed to measure conceptual understanding. So the average score of the different classes, the teacher use dramatics and some teachers do not. Their score will be the dependent variable, would give Ms. Gonzalez some idea of the effectiveness of the methods being compared. And also, Ms. Gonzalez wants to have as much control as possible over the assignment of individuals to the various treatment groups. In the most schools, the random assignment of students to treat groups or classes would be very difficult to accomplish. Should this be the case, comparison still be possible using the quasi experimental.
Well, anyway, do not go into that yet. No? So, ang atuan na lang nga, Mrs. Gonzalez or Miss Gonzalez wants to know which of the two methods. Ang usa gagamit og dramatic, ang usa gagamit og wala ta kay balo, no? Kung asa mas makasabot or mas dali og understand ang mga bata og scientific concepts. The class nagigamitan og dramatic approach or ang klase nga wala gamitan og dramatic approach. That is an example of an action research. Sige, another example, hypothetical example.
Yes, Doc. Okay. Next example is studying the effects of timeout on a student's disrupted behavior by means of a single subject experiment.
Okay, kanang timeout, kanang timeout could be identified as break, period, recess, or pwede pod na ugawas lang yun ang estudyante, no? Effects of timeout in students' disruptive behavior. Okay, sige.
Okay, can I call Miss Elmera to read the example?
Okay, ma'am. Miss Wong, a third grade teacher, finds her class continually interrupted by students who can seem to keep quiet. Distressed, she asks herself what she can do to control the student and wonders if she can find a timeout activity might work. Accordingly,
sorry. Accordingly, she asked, with brief period of removal, from the class decrease the frequency of these students' disruptive behavior? What might Miss Wong do not get an answer to her question?
Kana bang pagbasa ra good mo o unsa ray naa din ha, do not read, that is not there. What might Miss Wong do na? What might Miss Wong do not do? Sige, basa ka ra po tao.
What might Miss Wong do to get
What might Miss Wong do to get an answer to her question?
What is the question again, Elmira?
What might Miss Wong do to get
sa taas?
Would brief periods of removal from the class decrease the frequency of the students' disruptive behavior?
Okay. Kamo ba, mga DepEd teachers mo, elementary o high school, di ba naka-notice mo na dunay recess?
Yes, Doc.
Or dunay mga free periods? Kanang recess, ang purpose sa recess is not only to give time to students to eat, no, because they're hungry, dili lang kay kana. One of the reasons also for giving recess is to remove students from class, to decrease the frequency of students' disruptive behavior. So, would brief periods of removal decrease the frequency of students' disruptive behavior? So, what might Ms. Wong do to get an answer to your question? Okay, continue.
Okay, this sort of question can be answered by means of a single subject design, or the ABAB design. First is, Ms. Wong needs to establish a baseline of the student's behavior.
Sige, continue. Nawala.
Once she has recognized a stable pattern in the student's behavior, she should introduce the treatment in the out or placing the students outside the classroom for a brief period of time for several days and observe the frequency of the students' disrupted behavior after the treatment periods. She should repeat the cycle. Ideally, the students' disrupted behavior will decrease and Ms. Wong will no longer need to use the timeout period with the student. The main problem of Ms. Wong is being able to observe the chart of students' behavior during the timeout period and still teach the other students in her class. She may also have difficulty in making sure that treatment works as intended. Both these problems would be if she had a teacher's aid to assess with this concern.
Okay, never mind.
Next example is determining what students like about school by means of a survey.
Dili makadungog ka, di ka kadungog. How many examples are you preparing? Did you get everything from the book?
Wait. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, ayaw na.
Yes, Doc.
The two examples that you showed were already enough. Okay na, no? So,
Okay.
the purpose for giving examples.
Ay guys, so ganito talaga mag-online class sa Bukid. No, so
How
ayan,
localized
nag-comment.
action
So,
researches
thank you very much
are.
for watching
In
sa
fact,
lahat na nag-watch.
Katungtong ang mga example lang, classroom
So, bye-bye,
ito siya,
guys.
no? Classroom. Kaya unsa itong
Nag-try lang
primero
ako mag-live.
gani, asa man mas makasabot ang mga estudyante o scientific concepts doing a dramatic approach or something else. Ayun ang ikaduha. Sa ganito ikaduha,